Many of us are unaware of how amazing our human body is. Our body makes adjustments for us every day to help face life's obstacles. Without our body's capabilities, humans would not be here today. These wonders are best demonstrated through sports, especially on the professional level. In the sport of baseball, players are not only demanded to have strong physical features to succeed, but need to rely on their mental strength. One of the most significant aspects that brings out the body's wonders is reacting up to pitches traveling 100 miles an hour. Throwing pitches at these speeds are a feat of their own. However, hitting them takes an incredible amount of skill. The batter not only needs to have enough bat speed to catch up to these pitches, but needs incredible hand-eye coordination. Many believe it is almost impossible to hit these pitches, yet professional hitters make it look so easy. According to the 2013 article, How the Human Brain Tracks a 100-mile-an-hour Fastball by Joseph Strongberg, UC Berkeley published a study in the journal Neuron, stating that while a pitch is traveling towards home plate, a hitter's brain is capable of effectively pushing forward an object along its direction and speed, and allowing the hitter to unconsciously project where the pitch will end up. This allows hitters to increase their chances of hitting the baseball. However, this process takes an incredible amount of training and practice, and therefore players need to devote a lot of time improving this skill. To improve their hand-eye coordinations, hitters must get their timing down, especially the professional ones. In Alan Newman's article, The Science of Baseball from 2016, he states that a batter has about 0.09 seconds to decide whether or not to swing at the pitch. If the batter's timing is off by a millisecond, the batter's chances of making solid contact with the baseball decrease immensely. Luckily, the advancement of technology has opened up more opportunities for hitters to improve these skills. Developments like the HitTrack system, which creates in-depth reports generated by the system's chart progress over time and it also identifies performance trends. Tremblay 2014. This has allowed players to practice identifying pitch types and their speeds. As they continue to practice, their hard work will soon translate to success onto the baseball field. With the assistance of technology, ball players can develop a great hand-eye coordination and bat speed through constant training. Along with their ability to hit pitches going over 100 miles an hour, throwing them is just as impressive. During the 1900s, many people believed throwing 85 miles an hour could never be topped. However, pitchers like Nolan Ryan and Aroldis Chapman soon debunked that myth after throwing pitches over 100 miles an hour. People were baffled at how pitchers today have been throwing so much harder than previous pitchers in the past. The key to their success is based off their whip-like action that gives the pitcher the ability to get the most momentum and accuracy on the baseball, according to Alan Newman's 2013 article, The Science of Baseball. This whip-like action is derived from the leg strength of the pitcher, and which helps generate high velocity. And pitchers use their leg strength to push off the rubber and complete their throwing motion. Yet, pitchers have another reason to throw hard. Since lining up the radar gun is desired by many professional scouts and college scouts, young players are beginning to throw harder because they're trying to, according to injury expert George Mallory, Brown 2016. They pitch with the mentality that if they have a higher velocity, the more interest they will have. Once players begin to develop more velocity on their fastballs, they will begin to develop more pitches to increase their pitch arsenal. Unfortunately, throwing harder has its consequences. As a matter of fact, the surgery rate for UCL surgeries was up 9.1% from the years 2007 to 2011, and is still increasing, according to one study, Brown 2016. Due to throwing motion stress in the elbow, attempting to increase velocity will only increase the chance of tearing one's UCL. However, despite of injury, players still believe that the only way to succeed is to throw as hard as possible. Even though speed and strength are essential, many don't realize the importance of mental strength. Even though if a player fails 7 out of 10 times, many believe that the player isn't very good. However, if this player keeps failing 7 out of 10 times throughout the rest of his career, he will be considered a Hall of Famer. Overall, people have to realize that baseball is a game of failure. The majority of failure is caused by overthinking and succumbing to stressful situations. In Dr. Alan Goldberg's 2018 article, "Is Your Head Getting in Your Way as a Baseball Player?" Thinking tightens up your muscles, distracts you from the task at hand, and kills every aspect of your game. If a player's head is clouded with negative thoughts and feelings, they will most likely fail in any situation that they will face. Overthinking leads to loss of concentration that not only affects the player, but his entire team as well. In order to prevent these occasions, a player must have a great mentality. And probably the key aspect to prevent these situations and having a great mentality is to think optimistic when things don't go your way, like striking out on 3 pitches or giving up a home run as a pitcher. Unfortunately, if you don't think correctly, everything you practice will translate into the game because at some point there is a mental block. Bernier, 2013. Without mental toughness, success in baseball becomes almost impossible. Baseball requires strong mental and physical aspects to succeed in the ultimate game of failure. Batters need incredible hand-eye coordination to catch up to pitches going over 100 miles an hour. Pitchers are throwing harder than ever due to their desire to throw hard, better pitching mechanics, and incredible leg strength. However, if a player can develop mental toughness, their dreams of succeeding in the big leagues will diminish completely. Ultimately, baseball brings out the wonders of the human body, exemplifying how our bodies perform under immense amount of pressure. Whether it's hitting a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, stealing a base, or even throwing 100 miles an hour, our bodies will always find a way to the obstacles of baseball through concentrating and care.